Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses in New York, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So I just got back from Investor Fuel, that is a mastermind that I go to quarterly, and something really hit me hard, and I figured I want to share it today. So the answer is, what is the most important activity or thing that you should be doing when you are a real estate investor? Now, let me preface it by, really, it depends on what stage you're in. If you are starting out, there's really only two things you should be doing. One is getting education, and I cannot stress strongly enough that there is nobody else to really get education from besides me. If you want to do it in New York, there's a million great gurus out there. None of them have ever done a deal in New York or will ever do a deal in New York. And after you understand what you're supposed to do, then you should be marketing for sellers. That is it. Marketing for sellers all day, all night, as much as you can. If you have a job, that's fine. Make a set time, 2 hours a day, 4 hours on weekends, whatever it is. Market for sellers. Have difficult conversations. This is a difficult thing to do. The more you talk to sellers, the better you'll get at talking to sellers. The more you will realize what might be a good deal and what is not a good deal. And that is the only thing you should be spending on time. To give you a very short sample of a long list of things you shouldn't be doing, you should not be building a buyer's list. You should not be trying to get funding. You should not be looking for an attorney. You should not be getting business cards. None of those things are relevant. And all of them are very, very simple once you get a deal. So you should be having the difficult conversation with sellers. Now, once you are having conversation with sellers, how do you really measure if you're actually getting anywhere? And the way you measure the most important building block of a real estate investment business is, this is the big one, making offers. Now, what happened recently, that I'm at Investor Fuel, and everybody gets up and presents, and there's a couple of guys there that I respect. They have pretty solid businesses. And then I look at their appointments to offers, and they don't make offers on every appointment. And in fact, one guy had made offers on a third of his appointments. And I understand that. So let me give you a very typical situation, and what I see from students that I coach and people that are in the business. You go on a seller appointment, guy says he wants to sell, you get there, the guy starts telling you he won't take less than $500,000. You do the math, the house in perfect shape is only worth like $450,000. It needs work, and you could pay $300,000 for it, let's just say. What happens is the guy is adamant, don't come back to me if you're less than 500, and what happens is nobody calls them back. So they don't call back. Right? So I have students say, and what you're thinking is, well, the guy told me he wants 500. I can't pay anywhere near 500. This is not a deal. I'm never going to call him back. That is a huge mistake. Let me explain a bunch of reasons why it's a huge mistake. Number one, many people are not going to tell you the truth. Okay? What is it? Buyers are liars and sellers are lie tellers. They're not going to tell you the truth, right? So pretty much disregard whatever number he says he needs when it comes to actually making the offer. Now, you can decide, if a guy tells you I'm not taking a dollar less than $500,000, you can decide not to go on the appointment. But once you've gone on the appointment and you've spoken to the guy, or you've had an appointment with him over the phone, you always make an offer. So first of all, he could be lying to you, and really he'll take much less. Very common. Second of all, his situation today may be that he won't take less than $500,000. But in 3 months from now, his situation could be very different, right? He may list that property too high and get 0 offers, and have 4 different realtors telling him you're crazy, your numbers are way off. And then he may be much more in a much different situation. So his motivation could change, his situation could change. So you always want to make an offer. Now, there is a specific tactic that I got from John Martinez. So what's going on in the real estate investor's mind, right? And this is even people who are seasoned. What's going on in their mind is, if I give this guy a $300,000 offer, he's going to scream at me and yell at me. He told me he wants 500. What is the point? That's what's going on in your head, and I completely understand that. So the point is that A, he may not be telling you the truth. B, his situation could change. So you have to make an offer. The only way you are going to be successful is by making offers, right? So very often people will come to me and say, I've been a wholesaler for 3 years. And I'll say to them, great, what are you doing? And when I get into the nitty gritty, I'm like, how many offers do you think you made in 3 years? And I'll get a number like 3. So if you're making one offer a year, you're probably not going to get any deals. You need to make offers, right? I have a bunch of indicators that I track, my key performance indicators, right? So I track leads, appointments set, appointments completed, offers made. It's the most important one. Then I track contracts and closings, and of course revenue. But and I track all these things by lead channel. But if I'm making offer, am I making the right number of offers? I know that I only can do that if I'm getting leads and appointments. That has to happen, and I know that the contracts and closings will come from it. So what you should always do is make an offer, and also send that offer in writing. I guarantee you, what that will separate you from almost all of your competitors who probably won't make an offer at all, and if they do, will make it verbally. So there is a process to make the offer where the guy is not going to be angry at you, and I've adopted this process. I'd say 99% of the time. Once in a while, somebody will catch me. I'm in a car. I remember the number, and I'll be stupid and just give the offer. That's a mistake, right? Because then you get yelled at. I got yelled at. You wasted my time. I told you I needed 500. Why are you telling me a crazy number? You're insulting me. I've gotten that. But when you use the Martinez process of submitting an offer, it's almost never a bad situation. I'm not saying they're going to accept every offer, but at least it's a pleasant situation. And basically, the process, which is complicated, I could spend the whole day on it. I even have I have a mini course on it. The process is basically for you to be more not okay than them, and the truth is, you're on. In this case, in most cases, you're honest, right? You're being honest because you think they're not going to like the offer, and you say, "Listen, I think you're going to hate this offer. I think you're going to hate me, and I have a number, but I don't even want to give it to you." And they'll usually ask you for the number. And once they're asking you for the number, then even if it's worse than they expected, they'll say something like, "You're right, it's not good," but they're not going to yell at you. And sometimes you'll be surprised, and you'll say, "Well, that's not that bad," or "We're pretty close." So again, the whole process is more complicated than that, and I don't want to get into every detail of it. But the point is that most investors, certainly new investors, are not going to make an offer on a deal that they think they're never going to get. That is a huge mistake. You want to make an offer on every deal because that increases your chance of getting deals, right? And you also want to submit it in writing, either email, or if they don't have an email address, because sometimes I buy a lot of properties from older people, I'll send it in a physical snail mail. And I've had people call me 8 months, 2 years later, and say, "Hey, I have your offer." A couple of people told me numbers that were higher. I don't even remember their names. You're the only one who sent it to me in writing. Can we talk about what your number would be now? So it's crucial that you follow that system. So when I get back from an appointment, I write it up on my board that I have to make an offer, right? And I don't make the offers at the appointment, which maybe I should start doing, but I don't. Because my brain isn't that swift. I should go to my car and come back and make an offer, but I don't. Now, what's important is that an offer is made within about 24 hours, and that the offer is sent via email or in a hard copy. Now, again, the point is, and if you make the offer in a certain way, it's not going to be an unpleasant experience. But the one measuring KPI that everyone needs to measure is offers. If you are a wholesaler and you've been doing this for 6 months and haven't made an offer, I'm willing to tell you that something's wrong with your system. Your list might suck. Your marketing channel might suck. Something sucks. You might suck. It could be a lot of different things that suck. But either you're making offers and things are going to be good. And sometimes you can make offers and they're bad. Like if you're bad at talking to sellers, you don't know how to make an offer. You're offering too low. Then if you're making offers and you're not getting any accepted, then that's something else we have to discuss. These are things that I help with my coaching students all the time. Usually when they start in there and I'm coaching them, I'll tell them what offers to make, and then they'll say to me, "Oh, everybody wants retail." That's just standard. That's just par for the course. But you have to be making offers, and that is the most important thing to do once you are marketing as a real estate investor. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways that can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out about a course I have that teaches how to do what I do, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any platform, please hit the thumbs up. The likes really help me. And I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say, so please keep the comments coming. You can ask any question. It does not have to be about the video you're watching. If it's something simple, I'll just reply. If it's something that I've covered before, I'll send you a link to a video. And if it's something new or that I haven't covered in a long time, I'll do a new video on it. So I really appreciate you watching. Thank you very, very much.